podcast. This is lecture number 9, isn't it?
Yeah, it's number
Okay.
9 now.
And yeah, welcome back. I hope you had an amazing weekend, good week, good start of the week, because it's already Thursday. Hope you had time to listen to the last podcast and really understood what we were saying. Okay, back to you.
Hi, everybody. It's lovely to see you all. We're live in London. I hope all is going well. Feel free to introduce yourself if you'd like to. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Facebook. We're live on Instagram. Hi, everybody. So you can sign up to any of those platforms, subscribe to us, join us on the journey, and here we go. Let's have some good food tonight.
Yeah, really good. Okay. So, as I was talking to one of my friends today, I really got to understand that we consume a lot of our energy and our thoughts on things that we actually want to get rid of in our lives, right? And how do we really do that? I'll give you an example. Like you can choose to say, you know what, I'm really happy where I am, but I have the feeling, that I can do a lot more. I would say we have the urge to do a lot more. Our souls are like hungry. We want more knowledge. We want more information. And not just, we also want to live happier. We want to live without that thought that, oh, I wasn't good enough. I'm not enough. So on and so on. And how does that start? When it starts in the beginning with unappreciating yourself, you look around you, look at your friends, people you consider friends. I mean, you look at your family. They might always demand things of you. Your friends might laugh at you, or the other friends might laugh at you. So-called friends, I mean. Then you look into this society, the things that surround you, in your workplace, at home, media, movies, everything you consume, basically, even the food can get there. You really fancy, I don't know, a burger, and then you have it, and then you feel guilty for having it, and so on. So even like, so we go out with friends and we say, you know what, today I'm like really not gonna drink so much, and you end up getting really drunk, and then after that you really beat yourself up by feeling guilty. You blaming yourself, and you're always gonna say in your mind is like, I told you so, you're not good enough, you're not this, you're not that. All right, so we got the point of what I mean. All right, we're not gonna go in more details of things that you could say to yourself. Basically, you beat yourself up, and you got to the point that you're not good enough, and you can't move forward. Now everything else is kind of like a connection, because this is how it starts. First, you think you're not good enough, you don't deserve this job, that job, this money, that money. Only certain people have millions. Do you would hear people say, oh, but do you have the heart to make the millions? You have to sacrifice your life, you have to sacrifice your friends. And very few people that have the millions are like good people. I am actually gonna say that's not true. A lot of the people that have a lot of the millions are good people. Good people. There is no such thing as bad people. There's only people that are looking for the search for the truth. There is no such thing as bad people. And then if in your mind you think that people with money are evil, maybe that's one of the reasons that you don't have money. You think that you have to become evil to make money, instead of thinking, you know what, by being who I am and expressing who I am, I can actually be um, very wealthy. I am very wealthy. So it's a lot of the things, with a lot to do with what we think and the way we think. We always have this easy superstitions, that we always put in our minds, and we always like choose to go for the easier path. You know, right? So let's go back to that. When you start beating yourself up, now things are gonna, for a while, it might stay like, they might be like green. In terms of, your financial is okay. You can pay your bills. You can eat. You can do this. You can do that. But the more you beat yourself up, that means that beating that you give yourself up is like an inner calling. Your soul is telling you, your energy, your inner energy, is telling you it's time for you to change, to grow as a person, right? That's like Jesus knocking on your door. Hey, man, I'm here. I'm here. I'm here to save you. Hey, I'm here, man. Okay, and then you're ignoring it, and then you're like, you have two choices now. You either go and you start meditations, start having like a mental change, like a mental diet, a different approach to the life. You could do that. That would be the easiest option. But most of us, we choose the other road, which from happy, maybe not so happy, maybe we pretend that we're happy, and we reach that unsatisfaction, and from here we have to collapse. A lot of the people, they will call it depression, or whatever they choose to call it. All you have to understand, your inner self is pushing you to evolve, and then because you're not listening, it has to slap you on the cheek so you can understand. Look, all I'm saying is, you have to start from within, so you can see an outer result. So what do I mean by that? I mean, like, you have to start looking at yourself with different eyes. Like, whenever you got drunk or this and that, and if you would think that, oh, it's because I drink too much, that's why I'm like this. Oh, I'm never going to do that again. But by thinking that you're not going to do it again, you're automatically going to do it again, because that's what you're thinking, and what you think, you attract. So instead of that, you should be like, do you know what? It was what it was. You can't change it anyway. You can't change it. At this moment in time, you cannot change it. Later on, when we're going to learn about revision, you will understand a lot more things. But at this moment in time, what you have to do, you have to make peace. That's what happened. It doesn't matter who makes fun. If you decide not to do it again, well, decide by not thinking of it. Start by thinking of other things. Like, instead of you wanting to go or eat a burger, you say, you know what? I'm gonna have a salad today, or whatever your decision. So now we can actually give you things about your mental attitude. So instead of saying, "Oh, I'm not gonna go drinking with my friends anymore," or this or that, what you could say is, "Oh, do you know, tonight I'm gonna watch a really nice movie, or I'm gonna watch a documentary, or read a nice book. I really wanted to read this book, or you know what, I'm gonna start meditating today." And then you start slowly, um, approaching a different lifestyle, right? So what we want to do, guys, we want to understand this. Let's come from the point of diet, as in food diet. Let's come from this point of view. A good nutritionist will tell you, instead of focusing where you eat bad, focus on what things you eat well. So focus on eating well, instead of pointing out all the things that are wrong in your diet. So instead of pointing out this drink or this food that is actually wrong in diet, You should focus on um, things that you ate well, like you had some avocado, you had salad, and then before you know it, all this eating, it becomes a habit, and then before you know it, all this habit, you will become 100% of your day. Because if you think, oh, I had this Coke and then later on I'm gonna go for a run, it doesn't really work like that. So even if you have the drink, just enjoy it. Don't think of it as being bad. Enjoy it, because whatever you think is bad for you, it is bad, right? Now let's go back to where we started, because I know it kind of shift, because it's quite hard for me to start here and go straight line here. I actually have to explain a lot of things before I can take it to the end. So what we want to do, we don't really want to focus on things that are bad for us. So how do we do that? Now, first of all, what you have to do, you have to go into a quiet place, right? Go into the park, stay home, close the light, lie down on the bed, sit on the chair, or you sit in a yoga position. Just close your eyes, and really important, you have to make peace. You know, you can look at your life summary. Like you start from the first memory you remember, and go through all the memories, and have a see through of whatever happened in your life. Accept the things. you know and after you accept, forgive yourself. At that moment in time, you was the best version of yourself, right? You have to remember, you wake up every day a different person, unless you choose to stay with the same issues as, oh, I'm not good enough, right? So first you have to start a mental uh, gratefulness, a mental thankfulness, to give and appreciate that you are who you are. And unless you accept who you are at this moment, you will always carry the baggage of not being good enough to the future. So as soon as you accept who you are and you forgive yourself and you start appreciating and giving love to yourself, things are going to change for you. You're going to be surprised that all of a sudden, you're going to start earning more money, make more friends, be more loved. People will want to spend more time around you. Or more people are going to call you and invite you to different parties. You might find a wife or a girlfriend if you don't have one, and so on and so on. So basically, that's what we want to look at, instead of looking at the reason that we're not evolving. We want to look at, you know what? I really need to sit down and look inside of me and see what really holds me back. In this world, nobody can hold you back. You can come with whatever arguments. We live in such a beautiful time, an amazing time, amazing opportunity. If you decide to change your job, you can just change it like this. If you decide to study something new, you can go to school. It doesn't matter now. You can even go in the evening. There's so much opportunity. You can study online, you can read a book. There's so much information out there. you know or you will say, oh, but my boss, but my kids, but my this, but my that. I said it before in the previous lectures. But and if they always followed with something negative. So try and change that attitude. By changing the mental attitude, you will change the way you eat, you will change the way you dress, you will change the way you breathe, you will change the way you are positioned in the world. So whoever you correlating right now, like whoever you embody with your energy, that person has to embody you with the energy. And I don't mean in a sexual way, but even though on the energy level everything is like that, it's like a mixture, everything is interconnected, right? So if you think negative will be the person that you go to bed with. But if you start having an approach like, you know what, I am worthy, I am beautiful, I am good looking, I am whatever you want to be, courageous, successful, you know, I am conscious of not being who I want to be in the future. But that could be a mirage. It could be a fake image of you, you know. And then once you start accepting who you are right now, you might shift to the point that you might not want to be that person, because that person is not even worthy of who you really are, you know. So you are so much more than the image you have in your head that you should be. Okay, so you see that image, you probably want to be amazing, exceptional, you know. Who you really are is way beyond that, you know. So you have to let it express, and the only way you can express it is by making peace with yourself. Like I told you before, I said it in the beginning of the video, how to make peace. I said the few steps of making peace, you know. First, stop complaining, right? No matter what it is about, just stop it, right? Don't argue with someone that was always there and gives you advices, and you always go, "Do you know what? That's such an amazing thing." And you're learning and you're learning and you're learning. And one day, because your frustration and your that person, that old person, he keeps hanging just a little bit. Maybe he can get you back in who you used to be. That person snaps out, and he's trying to make an enemy out of this person. So, because that's the easiest way for that person to come back. He makes an enemy out of this person. Then you and that person are gonna end up being in an argument, and now you're separated. So that person that is there to give you the hand, your older self got rid of, you know, because otherwise that older self can't be back on you. You know, it can't be attached to you. So you have to make peace. So stop gossiping. Stop arguing. It's not worthy. Arguing with someone outside of yourself, right, will make you upset. And that being upset will quick go back to the old self, and that thought that is always telling you, see, you're not good enough. You never was, and so on and so on and so on. So you have to stop, right? In the beginning, it might be a little bit more challenging, because so-called friends, people that you surround yourself with, or even sometimes family, or you know, like people that you normally are around you, that surround you, even colleagues from work, might help you stay in that state, right? So keep in mind, sometimes you might shift your mind in such an amazing way overnight, and you will end up getting fired. But don't be scared. You only get fired because you're not meant to be in that place anymore. You're growing. A better job is out there for you. More money, more happiness, kids, or whatever you wish in your life, you know. So that's what you want to look at. You don't look at, oh my God, oh my God, oh, what am I gonna do? This is panic. You're panicking yourself. You're panicking everyone around you. It's not a good way of living, you know. This is not helping you to evolve. And you can't evolve from a place that you are not complete. But the only way you can express your completeness and your perfection is by being true to yourself. You know what? I did go out. I did have a couple of more beers. But so what? So what? Right? You came home, you probably had a big hangover, and you taught you a lesson, you know? And next time you're probably not gonna mix drinks, but you're gonna drink again. So who you're winning, you know? Uh, a habit is not changed by force. A habit is changed by understanding what is really making you to have that habit. Might be good or bad habit, you know. The more you do something, it becomes a habit. And sometimes you think it's an addiction. Habit is an addiction. If you think addiction is just in drugs and alcohol and all these abuses, an addiction is in waking up at the same time, having your coffee at the same time, washing your face in a certain way every day, the same way for 50, 20 years, you know. No matter what, that's an habit, that's an addiction. So do not think that habits and addictions are just bad, you know. Everything is, but you have to stop, Relax, breathe, look at yourself, see who you are, not who people think you are, not who you portray on Facebook or any other social medias, or who you portray to your mom, to your friends. Because keep in mind, your mom and your friends see you in a way. People at work see you in another way. When you look at yourself, you see yourself in another way. After you drink, you see yourself in another way, and so on and so on. You can continue this crazy. You look in the mirror, a long mirror, you're tall. A short mirror, you're short, and so on. So so those mirrors are a bit like how we think. One day we're like super happy and we don't know why, because we think we need a reason to be super happy, and one day we're like boom and we don't know why again. Well, you know why? I'll tell you why. It's because you allow it to happen. Nobody else is in control of your moods. If it rains outside and your mood is going up and down, what are you going to blame the rain for? Why are you going to blame
cause the rain to come. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I don't. You don't need to blame anyone. Right? So we said first steps. First, stop gossiping. Second, stop arguing. Right? We do not want to gossip to ourselves, to anyone, about anyone. Right? And we do not want to argue. And when I say that, let me explain what I mean, because this is deeper than just being here and arguing with Danielle. I could be at home, right? And I could be just looking through my phone, or just, I don't know, watching some telly. And all of a sudden my mind goes, da 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 da, right? And in my mind, without even paying attention, there's a conversation that's happening behind there. Because sometimes it just takes a while to realize it, but it takes a while to catch it. Sometimes we live days without catching it. Some of us have no idea there's a voice there that is going behind our heads, right? So that voice goes crazy in our minds, and it goes arguing with Danielle, or with our boss, or with friends. So you could argue with your friends mentally, and then you will be surprised that when you meet them, you actually end up arguing. It might not happen straight away, but my point here is, don't argue with yourself, against yourself, with anyone, and don't not argue physically or mentally, right? That's what is meant by turn the other cheek. It's not about getting a physical slap on the face. It's about looking within and understand that if you argue with someone else and then you go about and say that you are looking for the world to become a better place, you go to any shops and you say, I don't understand these people, all this and that. But hey, hold on. Have you ever walked around to hear someone else actually saying the same thing? I don't understand these people, because we all come from a different point of view. So the way we view the world is actually a personal experience towards the world. So how do I mean by that? Is whatever goes through your mind, it becomes an experience. And you saying, I don't understand these people, and you're frustrated, this person says the same thing, and so on and so on. And we always go in a circle, and we don't really go forward anyway. You should stop complaining. Complaining can start from a small, minor thing, You might watch a movie and you say, this movie. That's enough. After this, the chain of reaction will start. That's all it needs, that old person inside of you. That person that you want to, because this happens when you actually want to make peace with that person. It only happens then, After you made peace and you moved on and you realize who you are, you will always move, and you have more power, energetically more power, and you will move forward, and you will get tried and tested more times. But it won't be, sometimes you will fail, sometimes you will lose, sometimes you will win, and the more truthful you stay to your inner thoughts, and your inner attitude towards self first, self, right? Don't look at anyone else. Don't try to help anyone, right? Don't help anyone. Just help yourself. Don't be going giving people food and post it on medias. You wanna give someone food, give the person the food, and don't post it anywhere. You're not doing anyone a favor. Even better, why don't you try and encourage that person to get a job, instead of giving him food, giving him money. Help him understand that he's depleting himself from a successful, beautiful journey called life. So we're gonna have a break and we're gonna come back and we do probably another 5 to 10 minutes. Okay? Anything to say?
Thanks. No, thanks for
All
being
right.
here, everybody. See you in a bit.
It's still going.